sliding into the rotation, and they're just like guys that have the ability to go a bit longer, like everywhere, with also the chance of some of them being like aces.
Yeah, given that how highly rated most of them are, I don't know like the success rate of top like 100 pitching prospects, but you feel like they're going to get a couple of very good starters out of that. I don't think that's like unreasonable.
Yeah,
And then, like you said, they've got nasty stuff. Like you're going to get a relief pitcher or two, you'd imagine, and potentially these guys you can go longer in the Miller Hader situation. So they're in a really good spot. Again, I guess it's easier with anything like re-signing Markakis and not doing something bigger.
yeah. I'm really surprised they went in for Harper, to be honest.
Yeah, they were the best. Genuinely, might have been the best fit out of all of every single
Yeah,
team.
especially Mark Hager's becoming a free agent. It's like that's the obvious like spot where they need something. They had to get someone.
Yeah, like a perfect start to the window as well is like you're
Yeah,
going to get
if they'd
Harper's
got
peak.
Harper.
Imagine if they got Harper and Donaldson. I mean, it'd just be then that's the lineup to be scared of. I mean, that is ridiculous. I think it's
Yeah,
pretty scary at the moment. I think
yeah,
having Acuna, Freeman again falls into the Paul Goldschmidt underrated first
yeah.
baseman in small market.
I suppose you say the light with the Mets actually. They're light compared to the both this lineup and the Mets lineup have like I feel like they have very high ceilings depending on
Yeah,
how the young guys do. Pretty much, like there's a chance that they are really really good, and then you have like the reliable veterans around them. You know what they're going to do. I guess the one advantage the Phillies have in that sense is that I think their lineup is more certain, but just doesn't have the upside. You find there's not huge upside in it, but also the fact of like Franco and Hernandez and Obdubal Herrera having a lot of playing quite a few years in the majors and being just average, as much as it's sort of a negative of they're probably not going to be good. Like that you've got someone in there that can play Major League Baseball,
yeah. If your three worst hitters are just average, that can
and
be
you kind
fine.
of know they're going to be average at least.
Yeah,
Like
that
they
could be
have, I think they
fine.
have like a decent floor. The Phillies lineup.
But what it does mean, yeah, I
It's
agree.
just
But
that they're also incredibly reliant on those top guys.
well, that's what I was
Like,
going to say. Is you can't have a down year. You can't have any of them having like 2 months where they don't hit.
yeah,
That's going to really hurt because you don't. It doesn't seem like you're going to get one of those guys breaking out and becoming an above average, like 850 OPS season sort of thing. That's just not going to come from
no,
Herrera, Hernandez, or Franco. I don't think. But then I guess you could say the same thing about the Braves. Really, I mean, I just because of his prospect status, I feel more, and some things I've read about Swanson make me think he's more likely to do something. But actually, his record in the majors is pretty dreadful. Like,
yeah,
there's plenty of reason to be negative about him. I mean, 699 OPS, 683 career OPS in the majors, over 1,000 at bats. Um,
yeah. That's
Maybe that's just who he is. I don't know. But I think Freeman, Donaldson, Acuna is scary, having those three in a row.
yeah. With Albies in front of them probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, I guess the Markakis is almost certainly going to progress, isn't he?
Yeah.
A bit. But I think they can live with that.
Yeah, that's
Um, the sound just went really weird then.
excellent.
Yeah. So anything else to say about the Braves?
Not really. There's not that much to say about that.
They've got there's more uncertainty, but there's upside because they with the pitching prospects and the young guys in the lineup is like I mean if you think of the best case scenario that like could there's a realistic chance of it happening. they could have like a couple of ridiculous pitchers and like a couple of MVP contenders in the lineup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got the highest ceiling in this division. I reckon. Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe the Mets.
I'd say that absolute ceiling is perhaps highest, but I think they're less likely to get there than the Mets. What about that for a bit of qualification of a point? Because I think
they're like a bigger window.
Yeah, because their absolute ceiling for me is like they have a rotation full of young pitchers who all could be like all-star level good. Well, and you get breakouts from Swanson and Albies. Well, Albies sort of broke out, but say Albies is even better. Swanson finds it, and Markakis is a bit worse than last year. And you get a full year of Donaldson.
But Markakis is still like better than he was. Like Markakis, like it turned out Markakis had worked something out at age 34.
Yeah, but so like I think their best possible scenario, which I guess is the ceiling, is absolutely obscene because of the young players and all those prospects. That farm still being there, but I think the Mets like best possible scenario, if you like, is not that impossible to see. Like that rotation stays healthy, they're going to be very, very good.
Rotation stays healthy.
And Nimmo and Conforto, they don't need breakouts. Like bar Alonso, you basically think like Nimmo and Conforto are good if they're healthy all year.
Yeah. Well, actually, you have the thing with like with Rosario and stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit, but that's what I mean. Is like I think they just have a lot going for them. I think in general with the Mets, it's just I could see like the Braves, if everything clicked, they win 100 games.
Yeah.
I think that's less likely perhaps with the Mets.
Let's move on anyway to the final team.
Yeah, the Bryce Harper-less Nationals.
I feel like no one's been talking about Nationals really.
Well, it brings us to another couple of unrated players. That's why is what I'm going to go with here. Anthony Rendon and Trey Turner.
Yeah. I feel like the lineup's going to be worse. Well, it might not worse than last year because I get a lot of people underperformed. A bit, but losing Bryce Harper is obviously like pretty big.
Yeah.
Maybe not that many people underperform that much.
But they've got Victor Robles coming up this year.
Yeah, Victor Robles to come. Basically, it's not that I think they can handle it, can't they? Because like you say, Rendon really. I always forget about Rendon, to be honest. When you talk about the really elite third baseman, he really is like almost there.
Yeah, I think he is there. He's a free agent to be. I mean, he's had back-to-back over 900 OPS seasons. He's not had the. You know what? If one of those years was a 1,000 OPS year and the next one was an 800, people would talk about him more because there's a silly one-season thing. It would always be, oh, what if he nearly wins MVP again? But it's not that. It's like he's just.
Yeah, I think like 900. Just doing 900 over and over again. I think that's a lot more valuable.
Yeah, give me that. So him in the middle of the order, like I say, it's kind of like you build around him, and then Juan Soto. I mean, he broke every record under the sun. Is he that guy?
Yeah, the thing is with him is didn't he have like a ridiculously high ground ball rate?
I think so.
It's a bit like what Yelich had, which sort of, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see whether that's like a thing that they can carry on doing, or not. Like I guess there had to be like good ground balls, didn't they, for him to do that well, both of them. But is that sustainable? Can they keep like just poking them through the holes and stuff? They have potentially got a couple of holes in their lineup now, haven't they? I know they maybe not.
I really like that they picked up Kurt Suzuki and Yan Gomes. I thought they were nice deals. Not particularly blockster, but
like budget moves.
Yeah,
are good.
And it, like you said about the holes in your lineup, the catcher for so many teams is a liability,
Yeah,
and that just gives you like two guys who are better than most. Eaton, I mean the Eaton like Robles Soto outfield is pretty nice.
yeah, that could be silly good.
That could be extraordinary. And then
Um,
like Turner's an interesting one because he's fun because he just steals base all the time.
yeah, he is also quite good though. He's actually a good hitter too. Is the thing with him.
He hit 19
Well,
home runs last season. I didn't
yeah,
realize
I
that.
know.
He was
He is actually just really really good.
yeah. Um,
His OPS isn't that high because he doesn't like slug a huge amount, but it's like when you combine that with the 43 stolen bases, it's sort of it's all
they're
right.
one of the rare teams. You know, I've said I think we've probably said in the podcast before. We've definitely said in our countless hours of talking nonsense about baseball and the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
They're one of the teams actually that you could argue that first base is like a slight weakness.
yeah. Although yeah,
Not
he was
many
okay again
contenders.
last year, but I think we should move on to talking about the rotation actually because we are sort of a bit short of the time again. Um, and basically I think that's the real strength of this
Yeah,
team is e- even though we'll keep talking about teams trying to do it the old-fashioned way, they are going to basically do it the old-fashioned way quite a lot, where they're going to have the starters, but they've got three pretty good ones. And
yeah,
I think Corbin's can possibly be just as good again because, well, basically because there's a reason why he was good. He wasn't just randomly good. It's like he made a change
yeah. Anibal
and then he was
Sanchez
good.
was also really good for the Braves last year. If that could be a thing again, that would be quite interesting.
Yeah, but basically it's the pitching that's going to carry them. And
Yeah,
they've got quite a good lineup for like manufacturing runs. Really, I feel
yeah. They
like Juan Soto's ground ball rate, like Victor Robles when he comes up with Trey Turner with speed. They're basically they. I feel like they're gonna be in quite a lot of close games, um, and win them.
Yeah, I think it's sort of not done in the old-fashioned way, though. I think their rotation, because the old-fashioned thing is
We've
like
not got very much time, by the way, like at all. But yeah, go on quickly.
is well, that would just be like a lot of it's the teams who've just built a rotation of innings eaters, but having three aces is like I know it's still like
Yeah,
how people used to have tried to do it, but it's a bit different.
yeah. Anyway, we actually have to stop,
Yeah, we probably should.
unfortunately. But yeah, we've. This is now the end of this series. This like mini sub series of our series of podcasts, I suppose.
Yeah,
But we're
whatever
going to
that
go
means.
to when are we at some point to when we're going to go back to the weekly format, aren't we? Right.
Yeah,
So look out for that all throughout the whole baseball season,
yeah.
hopefully. So yeah, see ya.
Bye.